Okay. First, I hope you all can see this. My humble pronouns to all the divine souls who have gathered here today. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we are actually looking at the second lesson on the wisdom from the book by Khalil Gibran on the book name titled The Prophet. As you all know, that we discussed last week, Khalil Gibran is a Lebanese who was born in Lebanon, but he kind of migrated to US with his mother, and he was there until his last day. And he has written some famous popular books. And his the quote that I can remember, I think a lot of us remembered last week was about the children, that your children are not your property. I think you can see that everywhere, right? So today I'm going to talk about giving. Because of the time limit that I have, I only took a certain section of the book and I want to discuss with all of you. So here, the prophet, on giving, he has said this statement: "You give but little when you give of your possession. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give." I love this word. For what are your possessions but things you keep and guard for fear you may need them tomorrow? And tomorrow, what shall tomorrow bring to the overprudent dog, burying bones in the trackless sand as he follows the pilgrim to the holy city? So to explain this in simple words, what he says is, you give a little. When you think of giving, you're actually not giving everything that you own, right? You're only giving a little of your possession. And here, what he says is material giving. When you look at material giving, we are giving possession, tangible things, and not tangible. Sorry, tangible things. Tangible things is what? Uh, like like a donation that we give. Um, you know, most of the things that we give is things that we don't want, right? We give old clothes, old furniture, old plates, or everything that we don't want to hoard in the house, we give. I don't know about other people, but this is what I have been doing all this while. So this poem really made me realize that I am actually hoarding a lot of things. I am giving because I don't want it. But that that should not be the case. The case should be you must give willingly. You know, you have to willingly give the things. When somebody needs something, let's say they need a material, you buy and give them. You don't give your own things, that you have used. You give them what you can afford. So that is actually a true giving. Okay. And the second one, when he says, it is when you give of yourself that you truly give. This, what he meant is, he's not talking about material things, he's talking about your compassion, um, your love, your attention, your time, that kind of thing. So when you give these kind of things to other people, and that is the true, actual giving that he's talking about. So what are your possessions, the things that you keep and guard? Yeah, that we do, right? We have a lot of possessions that we keep. Why are we keeping possession? Because of the comfort and security that it gives us. And then it um represent an identity. For example, that you might have a car that is your possession, the house, and all those things are possession, material things that you keep. And sometimes you habitual holding. There are things that you have been keeping in your house for a long, long time. It won't have any purpose. For example, in a certain case, I had a rice cooker for almost 20 years. It was not working, but I didn't want to give it away. So because of the habitual attachment. And sometimes the comfort and security. You know, my daughter has a small pillow that she has been carrying from the age of I think from age of 3 until she's 20 years old. It was such a small pillow and so smelly pillow, but she still keeps it because of the comfort and security it gives her. So these are the things that we always have. But in actual sense, giving, okay, we have to be, you know, let's not look at this thing for a while, and I'm just going to. This question has been popping up in my mind since from the moment I started talking about giving. Who are we to give? You know, we are just human beings, right? And we are speck of the human, speck of the God. God has given us everything. So why must we have the ego that we are giving something to somebody? But when we have that separation, I am a person who is wealthy. Uh, According to Pradeep, he was telling, what is wealth? Wealth is something that is given to us to help other people. So when we are giving that, when the wealth is given to us, so with the intention, the intention of the universe is to help others. So that's when we have to be truly giving. So when we have the giving, they say that when your right hand gives, your left hand shouldn't know. That means you shouldn't have that ego that you are the one giving. As I said, who are we to give? That kind of question has been running in my mind for a long time. So we are all what do you say? We are all the speck of the God. So we all should be helping each other. I'm sorry, there's something that's blocking my screen. We all, if we see oneness in others, oneness in everyone. When I see someone who does not have food, I don't have to wait for somebody to come and tell me, oh, this person doesn't have the food, please come and give. I should take the initiative to break the food and give it to them. So that is the actual giving that Khalil Gibran is talking about. He's not talking about material things, you have to provide, you have to pay donations, wherever we go, especially in this country, every temple we go, they'll ask for donation. And donation say that we want to give another, we want to give this, that. But we don't know where the money is going, right? I know all of us have gone through the situation. We see that money has been misused in a lot of places. So when you don't know the actual where the money is go, don't give because it will be a part of your karma. That is another session that we'll be talking later. So when you do not know where the money is going, if the money is not going to the proper area, proper places, then it will be part of the karma that you have to carry on. Okay. So let's look at the other one. The story says, it says that, let me look at the slide. It says, and tomorrow, what shall tomorrow bring to the overprudent dog, burying bones in the treacherous den? This is a very interesting thing, Overprudent means overcautious dog. Let's say that one person is so wealthy, he doesn't want to give. But he want to pretend that he is, he doesn't have anything as he follows the pilgrim to the holy city. And you want to show that he's biased, he is very loving and all those things. But he hides all these things in somewhere. Burying bones in a checklist tent, that means somewhere that he cannot find. So what happens to this guy? So what happened to this in this situation is the overprudent The overprudent dog represent individuals who value possession more than meaningful experiences or relationships. Okay, we have we have seen lots of this kind of people in our world. Okay, and the story is a caution. If you do not because of the fear, fear that he goes to the holy place, somebody will take over his position, all the things, he hides it. When he comes back, there's nothing there because he cannot find the possession. So those are the things that it symbolizes, a person who is actually don't want to give. Oh, that is he has everything, but he doesn't want to give. And he's actually going against the nature. That's what I feel. You know, as I said, God has given you everything so that you can give another human being. You can share your possession with another human being, and you can share your wealth with another person. Okay. So I hope you all understand so far. I can't see anything. So the other passage that I found is there are those who give joy, that joy is their reward. Some people give very willingly and they feel a sense of joy when they give. Some people uh, those people who give with pain, and that pain is their baptism. What I meant by baptism means it's actually spiritual practice. They feel that if they give, they can be purified. They will cleanse their soul, or they cleanse their karma and something like that. With that intention, they give. Okay. So the third person who gives, there are those who give and know not pain in giving, nor do they take joy, nor give with mindfulness of virtue. Some people just simply give. They don't expect joy. They don't feel the pain. They don't have, they are just mindful. They're not mindfulness, not give it mindfulness. I mean, they don't know, without any sense of belonging. They just give, and that kind of people, there are a lot of people like that also. Okay, they simply give because of tax relief. Here in this country, if you pay a certain kind of donation, you get tax relief. So this is what happening. Okay, and they give in as in yonder valley, the myrtle breathes in fragrance into the space. What they say is the symbol of myrtle is it gives a fragrance. So the fragrance is generosity that is natural and effortless, spreading its kindness without loss to the giver. So it's like they have this wonderful joy of giving. They feel fulfilled when they give. So it is a kind of effortless giving. So this is what happens to them. So ways to give yourself. So we have seen these two passages which show us that we have to do. Okay, one, give without ego, give without forcing yourself that you're doing this as a service, because you just have to understand that every single person in this world is another soul, is another you. So when you see oneness, if you see somebody who's suffering, what you will do is you will automatically see. So when you give, you have this kind of a sense of relief, sense of joy, sense of um, sense of belonging to the community. That's what you will feel. That's what we will feel like. Okay. So there's another way that we can give. We can actually offer our time. And when we don't have any kind of material thing, we don't have a lot of money, we don't have a lot of possessions to give. So we can offer our time. We can like what we are doing. We are offering our time to learn something. Okay, so I'm offering my time to teach something, and you guys are offering this time for your own enlightenment. And then you can actually listen to someone, but you don't have to listen to all their personal things. Just tell them I'm here for you, that kind of thing. And you can provide support when somebody needs something, practical support. For example, somebody wants to go to the hospital, but they don't cannot find any transport. You can help to send. These are the things that the ways that you can help to give. Okay. So what are the benefits of the giver in the community? The, what happens is there'll be emotional benefits for the giver. The giver will have a kind of happiness, and it reduces stress. I have somebody who I know is a millionaire, and he said that I've been giving a lot to the temple, and I've been giving a lot to the children's education. And I told him this thing. So when you give, know where the money is going. That's the most important thing. So if you give knowing and you know that money is going for something that is of greater use, of helping the humanity, then you give. If not, don't. There are a lot of people in this community, in this era, because of the internet and all those things, there are a lot of cheating going on. I myself got cheated so many times. I thought I'm giving what you call, to NGO to support dialysis, but it's all in the paper, but in actuality, it didn't happen. So you have to be very careful where the giving is going. Okay. And then there will be we can build a meaningful connection between meaningful social connections, strengthening relationships, and support network. For example, there's an Annadana thing, there's a lot of food, free food NGOs. You can actually go there, help them cut the vegetables, cook for them, pack the things, and give. And these are the people who are actually helping the community because they are providing food. in all the places where the poor people, even though KL city is a huge city, there's a lot of people who does not have food. So these people are providing. So we can actually give to these people, give our energy, our time, our money for them to help. And there'll be, because we are helping the community, you know, it's like a cycle, If you help somebody, then somebody will help somebody, and somebody will help somebody. So there's always a growth kind of thing. So we can actually make our uh, community that share generosity, enhance social cohesion, that means interaction, and become more resilient to challenges. So when they have a lot of problems, they will be able to overcome. So for today, they might be on the receiving end, but later, when they can help other people, they will be on the giving end. Okay, so this is how the way they give. We can help each other by giving. The impact of unconscious kindness on the recipient. Okay, when you help somebody who's suffering, the unconscious kindness can trigger some kind of strong feeling, and they will feel, I am not alone. God is with me. God. And then when we bring them in our community, they feel safe and secure. And when a chance comes for them to give, they will give. So this is all about giving for today. Did you all understand so far? Anybody want to say anything? Giving. Okay, what do you understand about giving? Giving about material things, giving about your time, giving your a lot of things. A lot of people here in this country, they feel giving is donation. That's what has been going on for so many, many, many years. I've seen in my own life also. I feel that giving donation is actually giving, but it's not the case. Giving your time, you're teaching children who need to be taught, you know, teaching Balbi class, human value classes, having a small session with other women. It's also giving so that that soul will feel uh, a sense of belonging, that they are not alone. Okay, okay, guys. Any questions so far? Anybody has any questions? Yes, Comedy G. Thank you for the emoji. Thank you, guys. Okay, giving does not
No,
mean yes, Abita.
giving is actually joy for me, Akka. For me, it is not donation. It's a very joyful thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I give intuitively whenever I get a message from within that I should do this. I